Good morning. I want to start this video out by asking everyone to watch the video I did last night on sexual harassment. And then I'm going to get into today's message. So today's day 10 of detox. You get to day 10. All right, I'm going to position myself so you guys can see the thing behind me. So here's the thing. If you get to day 10, then it means you made it. And what that means is that you got through the worst part. The first 10 days are the absolute worst. Day 10 to 14 are still going to be very, very hard, but days 1 to 10 are a lot harder. So you made it. So you're out of the fire for that. But what does that mean now? So your body was functioning more because of the drugs. So if I stay at the 12 muscle relaxers, then I don't need my walker to walk, because the pharmaceutical will give me the ability to be able to walk and function way, way, way better. You know what I mean? So this means that my body on 9, anything less than 12, my body can't walk alone or do much. So the second I started my detox, I knew it meant that I wouldn't be walking without a walker for a while. The absolute minimum would be probably about, I don't know, 6 months, because now your body has to relearn how to do everything by itself without the pills. But it's also because the year of in bed, the destruction that does, the pills is what makes you able to get up. So throughout recovery, if you stay on drugs, you'll be able to walk the whole time without a walker and function better. But I want to do my recovery sober, so walker it is. And it's so pretty, so it is what it is. So today's reading is July 18th, and it's called Overcoming Doubt. Never allow fear to overcome your path. You will have doubts, but never choose to walk in any other direction than faith. I'm not angry with you when you doubt, and I know that at times your faith will falter, but I want you to turn to me in your disbelief. I will help you. Faith is required throughout your life because my power is released as you show your confidence in me and my word. Obstacles are an opportunity to experience my faithfulness, so don't doubt just because difficulties come. These are the times when I show myself strong. With every circumstance you encounter, you must choose whether or not you'll trust me to direct and guide you into my best for your life. Don't rely on your feelings or depend on your emotions. Pursue me in prayer and wait patiently for my answers. I don't want you to miss my blessings for you by making mistakes, by becoming anxious and moving ahead of me. Yet even if you travel a road I never intended for you to go, I will meet you there. If you call out to me, I will come to you and redirect your steps into my perfect will. All that's required is faith. My righteous ones will live by faith, but I will take no pleasure in anyone who turns away. That's Hebrews 10:38. So, I'm going to put this down so I can walk because I don't have as much time this morning. Oh, here, I'll show you guys that. But this makes it worth coming out. I'm going to walk a new direction today. I usually go the other direction, but this morning I'm going to go this way because that's where the sun's at. Or whatever, sunrise. Yeah, I guess saying sun was still accurate. So last night I was in the shower and so eventually I'm getting this mat for the shower floor, and it's like this soft loofah, and it looks like these blue, no, purple and, yeah, purple and dark blue pebbles, and it's like beautiful, and it goes with the whole theme of my bathroom, and it has that earthy feel, and for me to sit is very, very hard and painful, so it's gonna add some cushion. So for those of you with chronic illness and stuff, look into getting a padded mat. You could type in like loofah mat on Amazon. I'd recommend that for in the shower, because the other ones aren't going to add any cushion. This will add some like plushness. And also, oh, that's so pretty. Also, I'm not going to be looking at you guys. Let me stare at the sun. The view option is my face, or that. That one. So, I don't know what I was saying. I'm distracted because the sun is pretty and I'm not feeling great. Oh yeah, so I was in the shower and I started thinking about my son again and everything I was gonna say. And I just kept reminding myself, you can't have control and surrender. Surrender is the opposite of having control. So the more you try to control any situation or make it go in your favor, or just try to handle it in the natural, you take that surrender from God. And if you don't surrender it, then He can't do it for you. You're stuck having to do it yourself. And you don't ever want that. You know what I mean? Ever. It's not wise. And if I'm saying it's not wise, and I guess I'm a rebel by nature, then it's definitely not wise. Yeah, nice. I don't know what you guys could see, but that's what I get to see every morning. So it makes it all worth it. Oh, and D10, that strangling, the first 10 days. So here's what's interesting. When the detox center came to my house and they were talking, so that strangulation thing, for 10 days, you'll feel like someone has two hands strangling you the entire time, and that won't stop for 1 single second at all. And so that happens every time I detox, right? So I thought it was a detox from the muscle relaxers, but I guess that's like a common thing with any detox of any drug of any sort, which was kind of like interesting to find out, because she's like, oh, do you feel like you're literally being strangled all the time? And I was like, yes. And she's like, that weight on your chest, you can't breathe. I was like, yes. So that's just typical for your body. I'm trying to put this in here so I don't have to balance it in this huge basket. Oh, man. So, all right, that's not getting zipped. I do not have the attention span or the desire. So you can't have surrender and control. It's impossible. So every single time you come into a situation, an obstacle, anything, the only way to do it is you surrender completely, which means you give up all control, all trying to control it, all trying to do anything. You have to literally give it up, like set it and forget it. And you can't be like, oh Lord, this is yours, but then have your hand in the pot. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, and that don't work. So don't do that. And then every time you do get in your emotions and feels, which, good morning. Good, how are you? Good. So you're gonna want to, every single time you get in your head and you play it over and over, just, no, Lord, I surrender. And you want to fight your battles on your knees. That's the only way God's fighting it for you. Otherwise, it's just you walking with God, but not just God front and center, right? Which is what I want for every situation. Good and bad. I even told God, I said, Jesus, you pick my wedding dress. One, no, I'm not engaged. There's no wedding date, nothing, but down the line. And One, I don't want to. Two, I hate how every single thing looks on my body. Three, if Jesus doesn't pick it, all I'm going to see is in the natural my sick body wearing it, and I'm not going to feel pretty, and it's honestly going to make me cry. I was going through my photos last night because I have this picture I had to send my mom, so I had to scroll through all these photos, and I went into a panic attack and I had to go outside. And 1 year ago I looked completely different and very healthy, and now every time I see me, I just see the not health. And that's like the people that knew you when you were healthy. Now when they look at you, they don't see you. They see your sickness. They don't see your eyes. They see the bags. They see the bloodshotness. They see the puffiness. I've never had a dark circle, a bag, nothing ever in my life. Yeah, they're just completely flat up until, a year ago, and way more open and not sunken in. I look completely different. So that's what the people that knew you before see. So they don't want to see you. You know what I mean? That's bottom line. They don't want to look at your face because they can't look at you and see past it. So I'm actually thankful in a lot of ways that I met Adam when I was sick and not before, because there's nothing for him to compare it to. So, you know what I mean? I know he likes me like this rather than me being like, does he like me the same? Blah, 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 blah. Which, yeah, all that's like, yes, he would. And everyone who's with their partners before they get sick, they see them the same because they see you through eyes of love. You know what I mean? And when you see things through the eyes of Jesus, you don't see it in the natural like people do. People are judgy and see flaws, and they look at you and they see what's wrong before they see what's right. It's human nature. And the more insecure a person is, the more they look for flaws in others, both character-wise and this and that and blah, blah, blah. My character is super flawed, and I'll curse, and I smoke pot now for my pain and nausea and to be able to eat, because I literally cannot eat at all if I don't smoke nothing. Nothing, not anything. I'll just start gagging and it won't even swallow. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely flaws in my character, and there's always gonna be, in everyone's, you know what I mean? And that's where disappointment comes in. Disappointment is never what another person does to us, and we think it is. But the truth is, disappointment comes from failed expectations. And there's those purple things. Wait, let me see. I don't even know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna try to position it that it makes sense. Okay, I'm determined now, so you guys have to see it. You're gonna make gas ash. We see it all the time. Where are they? I don't know why I can't. Boom, nailed it. Those are those. I should not do that. But how pretty, because, you know what I mean? Willow trees are my favorite trees in the entire world. Actually, since I was a little girl, I wanted to get married under a willow tree. There's this park I used to go to, and it's called like Quonset State Park. It's in Long Island. I lived there till it was from birth till 21, and then I came upstate. Yeah, so I used to go to this park, and there's this huge willow tree, and you could go inside of it, and it was like a complete dome around, and it was like, you felt like, you're going into Narnia, and then just surrounded by the leaves, and it had such a magical feel, and we'd go there all the time. My mom took us to really, really magical places all the time. Every weekend of my life was a huge blessing that most people never experience in their entire lives. But I got to grow up with a super wonderful mom, and incredibly privileged to go beautiful places and do beautiful things up until I was 18 when I got pregnant. And then I've been on my own since 19, so you know what I mean? But I have all these fond memories of every weekend of my entire life of childhood, and got to go on train rides of old-fashioned trains, and all the most incredible things you could do, right? So I still love willow trees, and when I see that, I just picture that one at Quonset State Park, and I love it. So yeah, Lord is good. And I didn't get to do really anything with my kids ever. We were in poverty their whole lives. And then when we weren't, us working, when the turn came, it was at the expense of a whole lot of work and me barely being around. And then I got into corporate America and made a ton of money, and things changed for us. We could do all the things we couldn't do their entire lives, and but the Lord had other plans. And now what happens is that when something closes, and especially like a good door closes, then what happens next is incredible. Because God has only good things, and if it's not good, then he's not done. That's the line from the song. I did not make that up. So if every category in your life isn't good, he's not done in that category. Your love life, your finances, your home, your children, your relationships, everything. If that category is not good, God's not done in that, because everything God's done in that category with, it's good, So failed expectations is what causes disappointment. So when you get sick, you have the expectation that people will treat you the way you treat them. And that's what it really comes from. You expect people to do for you what you do for them. That's like first and foremost. There's some ducks. Secondly, depending on the person's role in your life, you set an expectation. Like, if you go to anything religious, you expect more acceptance, more love, more understanding, more like, these are my people. But the religious community will disappoint you every time if it's a religious community. There's still a whole world of the religious spirit and the Pharisees. They never went away. That's the religious community. And I have had so many failed expectations of the religious community, from churches to my Bible school, that it turned me away from God. So a lot of my video on Elam, it's going to be super mixed of all the good that came, all the God that came, and then all the failed expectations I had, and the disappointment that led in my heart and soul, and how that turned me from Jesus until 2024, and that was 11 years ago. So I left there, and for 10 years wasn't saved because of my failed expectations. And you hold people, depending on their stature, to different levels. And if somebody says they're a Christian, the stature you hold them to is really high. So when Christians disappoint you, it's a much bigger fall, and that's because your expectation is much higher. But if you held the same expectation, like if I went to Bible school and I had the expectation that these are all just people, then I would have left there and still had my faith, and I wouldn't have turned from God. Because my expectation is, if I went to a regular school and had those experiences, it wouldn't have changed my faith. It wouldn't have done anything like that, because my expectation would have been, these are people of the world. I know the world is evil. I know the world is judgmental. I know the world is afraid. I know how the world treats me. I've been in the world a long time. The world, it's a dog-eat-dog world. So had I have gone in with no expectation, I wouldn't have left disappointed, but I did. I went in with a very, very high expectation, and I watched Sister Act my whole childhood, every single day, sometimes more than once a day. And then Sister Act 2 came out, so there was both of them every day, you know. And I wanted to be a nun, and my expectation was if I was a nun, I'd be safe, you know what I mean? One, men are sexual deviants, and my first reason for wanting to be a nun was I wanted to be away from men and protected. And to this day, men are a huge, huge, huge problem in my life, even though I'm in a relationship and the only men I interact with are my Christian brothers. I have a whole issue of men in the world because I'm still in the world, so I get sexually harassed every single day. So bad that there's times I can't even use my phone because I'll get back to calls that guys will call me 10 times in a row. And sometimes I do have to block people because they'll literally every single day call me, and they hang up call. And this will go on to the point I can't use my phone to go on the internet. I can't make a call, text, because it just keeps coming in. And that's very, very often. And it is very uncomfortable, right? So I wanted to get away from men because God made too many men think with their little heads and not their big heads. And, fun fact. So, sexual deviants, sexual predators, perverts, a lot of them are overcompensating, for an insecurity, in their manhood, both mentally, emotionally, but also physically. A lot of these men that are just acting like sexual deviants and coming on so strong about sex, it's because they have very, very small members. So they gotta be like, I'm filled with testosterone, I could use my millimeter monster. So that's part of it. Because insecure men behave that way, and for whatever reason, these men that come on my lives and say inappropriate things, they're trying to prove their manhood. I don't know. My guess is, just based on studies, a lot of them, it's, they're a millimeter monster. So next time a guy's sexually harassing you, just say, talk to Jesus. You know what I mean? You didn't get blessed for a reason. So that's on them. But just keep turning it around to them and their issue with their manhood, because that's what it comes down to, their issue with their manhood. It's not about you. Healthy men don't behave like animals. Animals are the ones that want to run around humping things and, I can't control my penis! What grown-ass man can't control his sexual urges or his mouth in the way he speaks to a woman? That no healthy man in the world behaves like that. And guess what? Every man in the world has testosterone. My future husband has tons and tons of testosterone. He is all testosterone, and he would never, ever behave that way towards a female. Men with honor and dignity, it's not that they have less testosterone, it's not that they have less sex drive. Religious men have a lot of kids, and their wives always look really happy. They're being treated right in all ways, and the men look very happy. So my grandma told me, the way to a man's heart, you feed him, and the other thing, you keep them full and empty. And Christian brothers are walking around real happy, not like these sexual deviants that want to run up and hump women's legs. They're insecure and unfulfilled. So you just got to remember, they're targeting you, but you just got to feel bad for them. I'd be humiliated to know a guy that behaved that way, a big dude. Repulsive. If you're walking around being led by your little head and you're a grown-ass man, boy, do you need you some Jesus. So keep listening every day. Get some scripture in you. And for those of you who get agitated with these messages, you guys, pray into it. say, hey, Ashley's talking to me right now. I don't like what I'm hearing. This is making me feel a lot of condemnation right now. I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? And stop. Grow up and be adults. This isn't the animal kingdom. We act like it is, but it's not. Look, that's the sky. Doesn't have to be. You're supposed to have heaven on earth. And that's the thing, like God puts us here. And there's all this awfulness, right? But each of us could have heaven on earth. Each of us could have our dream houses, our dream properties, our dream way that we channel income, our dream, you know, if it's to travel, whatever. We could all have our slice of heaven here on earth, which is the beauty of it. And my pastor prays a lot at church for fertility and, you know, to fill up the church with babies. And because they're Christian brothers and saved and healthy and have great intimate lives with their wife because they're not sexual deviants and pervs, I believe it. That church is going to be flooded with babies, you know what I mean? So you unsaved guys walking around all wanting to hump the air that are being pervs and stuff, get saved. And then you'll get yourself a woman and have lots of healthy sex. And don't have to be all creepy to all the women that don't want it from you. Because there's only one woman in this world meant to, you know what I mean, be with you. And God will help you get over all your insecurities too, you know what I mean? And then you can stop being an animal. Stop hurting women. It hurts women when you say inappropriate things to them. And I'm going to tell you something that the moment I spoke to Adam had me in awe of this man, right? So throughout life, I've met guys and they like to comment on my looks, right? And it ends there as like the first compliment, right? And sometimes the only one. And a lot of times my intelligence never ever gets brought up, complimented, nothing, right? And with Adam, the very, very first time we spoke, he said, when I saw your picture on Facebook, my first thought was, you're very pretty. So I clicked on your page, and then I saw you had a live video, and I watched it, and my very next thought was, you are very smart. And that's the first man to ever say that to me. And it's a goddamn shame to get to my age and have 164 IQ, be super successful, obviously be super intelligent, and have guys focus on my looks. It's really shitty. It's really hurtful. Beauty fades. And here's the other thing. There's no such thing as pretty and ugly. Every person in the entire world is a 10 to their husband and wife. God made everyone a 10, but you're only supposed to be that 10 for your husband and wife. It ain't your business what nobody else looks like at all. And you want to know the worst part about being pretty? So pretty women in the world are more prone to get away with the shit that no one should ever get away with. We tell the women in the world, it's okay. Hold on. I'm going to take a little breather. Yeah, right here. We tell the pretty women in the world, it's okay if you have no character. It's okay if you have no dignity. It's okay if you're a slut. It's okay if you sleep around. It's okay if you show your body for money. It's okay if you strip, sell sex. It's okay if you talk bad about other women. It's okay to be a complete piece of shit and people still like you. The women in the world that are beautiful could get away with literally anything. They could be scum of the earth and people still like them. They could be scum of the earth and still get the most handsome men, the most wealthy men, the most educated men, the most high quality stature men in the natural, even if they're a piece of shit because they're pretty. And it's such a goddamn shame that that's what we tell the world. You know what I mean? So now we have this generation of all these young girls coming up, and they're like, I'm pretty. I could be cruel. I could be cutthroat. I could treat other people like shit. I could use and abuse men. And guess what? People are still gonna like me. I could literally be the worst of the worst, and people are gonna like me. And that's the truth. You know what I mean? That's what's wrong with the goddamn world. Like, why does anyone care if another person is pretty or hot or attractive or sexy? Why does that matter? There's one person meant for you. I mean, it's like, there's one person meant for you. It's just so crazy. The world we live in. And same with men. Women will date really hot men that are disgusting in behavior and mentality and crude and rude and disrespectful and everything, and they'll be like, oh, they're hot. It's so sick how superficial the world we live in is, and that people get passes based on their looks. It happens every day. Every day. You know what I mean? And they say something about, like, it's like easier, something the pin of a needle in a rich man. I don't know. I have to Google that verse. It's something like, I don't know, it's harder. I don't know. Look it up. Type in verse about a pinhole and being rich in the Bible, and it'll pop up. I have no idea. And I'm not going to try to complete that thought because not going to happen. And, you know what I mean? We gotta, like, just shift the way we think and start looking at souls and value and character and integrity. And men, when you meet a woman, don't insult her intelligence by telling her about her looks that are gonna fade and go away. And we all age. We all go through things. No one's beautiful forever. So what you're telling her is she's worth the time that she's beautiful. She's worthy the time that she's beautiful. Because that's what you see in her, is her looks. Not her mind, not her soul, not her spirit. Compliment her on something that's not superficial and super shitty. And any guy that I ever met and their first thing is talking about looks and this and that and not acknowledging, well, one, that I'm smarter than almost every single man I've ever met. So to not acknowledge my intelligence, it's like, dude, I'm smarter than you, clearly, just to start. If nothing else, if I'm not smarter than anyone else in the world, you know damn straight right away that I'm smarter than you. So if you think you're smart, you definitely think I'm smart, you know. So think about a woman's mind, her spirit, her soul, her interests. Talk about something real for a change. I mean, I've gone on dating apps. They'll sicken you with the way people approach you. And, for Adam just instantly to say what he said, I was like, no, that's a man after my heart. But Jesus made him equally yoked to me and loving him, so he's a man of God, so he has eyes to see and ears to hear. So he speaks like a Christian. And all my Christian brothers, they meet a woman, they know their wife is a 10 the second they meet her. But you know what, they're not letting her think that they like her just for her looks. They're telling her right away. It's her character, it's her dignity, it's her self-respect, it's the way she behaves and treats others. They're letting her know, I like you for you. There's millions of beautiful women in the world. I like you because of you, but God made you a 10 for me. Everyone's a 10. Everyone thinks their husbands and wives are a 10 and absolutely beautiful, but Christian brothers know how to speak to women. So find yourself a Christian brother and be like, hey, I'm a grown-ass man, and I still talk to women like I'm a 15-year-old boy. Help me out. And your Christian brothers will help you out. There's nothing more that Christian brothers love than seeing these unsaved men that behave in these vulgar ways come to Jesus, and they'll always help you out. And it's always judgment-free. And that's the thing, like, even these people, as they get saved, Once you get saved, who you were doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter any way you behaved, what you did, blah, blah, blah. It's wiped clean. You know what I mean? So you never have to be ashamed. You have to be ashamed while you're still doing it. Then you should feel a whole shit ton of shame. You should be goddamn ashamed of yourselves for behaving that way. But once you get saved, swipe clean. Then you're cool in my books. You know what I mean? And then Jesus isn't like, look at how this animal is treating my daughters. You know what I mean? God could stop wanting to take his wrath out on you, because he does not like that. God sees how you're treating his daughters. I mean, God sees, and women are more vulnerable than men, so he sees you prying on exactly what he made to come from your ribs for protection. So what he gave you to protect, you're harming. Every sexual comment, every you're hot, you're sexy, you're beautiful, blah, blah. I mean, he don't like that. Not one damn bit. Good morning. So stop. You're wrong. Every time you do it, you're wrong. For a while, I'm like, I'm just going to screenshot these guys' messages because they're absolutely filthy. They're horrifying. And just take, every day, blast 100 of them out there so the world could see how these men speak. And these men could be like, oh, shit. I didn't know anyone was going to see what I said to her in private. So a big part of me does want to sit. And there might be a day that, I sit and I just screenshot, 100 messages at a time, and bam, I put them all out there. So there's going to come a day that, I am going to start screenshotting some people at random. It's going to be like Russian roulette. What perv do I blast today? And there'll come a day that I'm going to start screenshotting your entire profile and your message that you sent me and putting it public for the entire world to see. Every single one of you. So think about that. If you message me, you might be one of the men I select at random to post your filthy, disgusting, ungodly message to me on Facebook so the whole world could see. And guess what else? Here's the best part. Morning. Here's the kicker. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do for you. I am going to tag you. So I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it to my story. It's public for the world to see. And then I'm going to tag you in it so people could just click on your profile and see, oh, this is that sexual deviant. So I'm going to start doing that. Just at random. Posting you up and tagging you in it. So think about that, fellas. You know what I mean? I'm going to do that for sure. I feel like, just like cyberbullying, it's cyber sexual harassment. So guys, act all big and bad, talking fucking disgusting, but they have jobs. Their jobs are going to see it. Their wives, their girlfriends, their moms, the people in their lives, their families are going to see how they are because they're going to be tagged with their message. So keep it up, fellas. I'm of God, but I'm also of this world, and the worldly part of me, she's a bad bitch, and she don't like being messed with. So keep it up, guys. You know what? Today, I might take some time to blast a few of you. Yeah, I might do that. I'll spend like 10 minutes, screenshot a quick 100. There's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of them, so I'm going to just pick at random. Maybe what I'll do is even go to some of those guys' pages, see if any of them claim to be Christians. I'll put them on blast first so their families all see who they really are. Because a lot of these unsaved men, people around them probably already know they're pieces of crap. The way they speak to women and treat women and stuff. And, but those Christian men, yeah, I mean, so, yeah, I'm going to start tagging people in the disgusting things they say to me until it stops. And once these guys start seeing, oh, shit, Ashley's going to tag us and blast us on Facebook, maybe it'll stop or slow down. But where there's a will, there's a way. And I got me some will. It's a shame to want to just talk about, good morning, Jesus to the world, but you have to focus so heavily on sexual harassment. What a waste of time, right? What a waste of time. The rest of the world that aren't sexual deviants have to waste their time hearing this instead of just a great message about God that pertains to them. But again, it's the world we live in. I'm actually really excited to start tagging these guys in this. I thought about tagging them literally on this conversation, and that was one of my genius ideas. Dude, I'm doing it today. I'm going to start tagging some people and some screenshots of some stuff. Hashtag creeper and tag them in it. Yeah. All right, cool. And my Facebook, you're only allowed to add 5,000 people. I'm up to 4,000 and that will fill up. So I gotta go on a different platform. I don't know how to do all that and stuff, but I'll tell everyone. And then what I'll probably do is just go on Facebook each day and I'll post the link to my other thing. Cause like, Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, all these things, you don't need to have an account and all that. If someone sends you a link for it, you could just click it and see their videos. So I'll start doing that in the future. But first I'm going to put some men on blast on my Facebook. I know there's men watching this video like, please, please, Jesus, don't let it be me. I just made some men pray. You're welcome. So maybe some of you pray hard enough, and if your heart is pure and you repent, you'll be one of those names that gets skipped. But for those of you who don't, it's gonna be like Russian roulette who I choose and tag. And I'm gonna make sure, yeah, I'll work on that later. I'm gonna be in bed a lot today, so it'll give me something to do. Man, they're gonna be shitting themselves when they see, oh my gosh, she tagged me! People can see who I really am! Oh my gosh! Naughty, naughty boys! Shouldn't have done that. I mean, but hey, maybe these guys that get tagged, will stop in the future and women, please, I'm gonna ask everyone, if you have the courage and the boldness to screenshot the messages these men are sending you and to tag them in it, please do. I honestly think that's the best way to level the playing field. They send you a message, tag them in it, screenshot it, and post it. So everyone in their life sees how they're talking to you. But I would ask any woman comfortable enough to do that. You know what I mean? You don't have to get upset about the messages. All right, motherfucker. You want to play games? Let's play. Tag. Here's your message. Oh, yeah? You still want to do those dirty things? I didn't think so. Yeah. It's annoying to have to get frustrated on my morning walks because I just want to be at peace and be in what's pure and holy. But people just don't stop. I had to block someone last night. Just spam. You know, it's absurd. And I have to actually uninstall Messenger on my phone and put that on just my tablet, so that I could even use my phone. So that's on my to-do list. People shouldn't have to not be able to have Messenger on their phone because of sexual harassment. So yeah, today you guys will see some messages with some hashtags. Hashtag creeper and their name tagged in it, so it goes right to their page. So I hope some of you that sent me these messages see this video, and your messages are there forever. So I ain't pointing, I'll just be like, post tag. Yeah, that cheered me up today. I know, don't get mad at even, that's in the world, but I still have my spirit man that still makes me in the world. Even when you're saved, even when you love Jesus, you're still in the world and you're still fighting the world. And you do that with prayer, but there are also actions, right? So I'm taking the action to give back some of the attention that I received from them. I'm gonna give them back the attention they want from me by tagging them with their message. Cool. That's a good idea. Look. So sorry you guys have to read this stuff, but also not sorry, because this is what the world is, and this is what it's like to be a female evangelist and what you have to deal with. So for other women that are trying to be evangelists that are going through this too, yeah, start posting them up. Start tagging their name. And that's it. There's way too many for me to ever keep up with, so I'm just gonna keep picking at random. So you guys are gonna have to see some of what I see. I'm not sorry. I may keep doing it. Every day that I get a message will be a day that I post some stuff. So it stops. Or slows down. But, you know, I at least want to do 100. Because that's not even, you know, a fraction of what I have. But just to give you guys a little taste of a day in the life of a female evangelist. I'm gonna go because that honestly sparked up a lot of annoyance in me. And starting to feel systematic. Bye guys.